In the grand theatre of life, where each individual plays their part, there exists a pervasive misconception that kindness, gentleness, and an unyielding niceness are the ultimate virtues. To be soft, to be accommodating, to be endlessly agreeable, these are often heralded as the hallmarks of a good person. Yet, in this misguided pursuit of universal approval, we risk losing the very essence of our strength, our integrity, and our purpose. To stop being soft and nice to everyone is not a call to cruelty or indifference. It is a call to authenticity, to courage, and to the unwavering pursuit of what is right. The desire to be liked by all is a seductive illusion, one that promises peace but delivers only turmoil. When we seek to please everyone, we dilute our own character, bending and contorting ourselves to fit the expectations of others. This is not virtue, it is self-betrayal. The truth is that it is impossible to be universally liked without sacrificing our own values and convictions. Every decision, every action, every word that aligns with one person's desires will inevitably clash with another's. In striving to be all things to all people, we become nothing to ourselves. Consider the nature of human opinion. It is fickle, ever-changing, and often contradictory. What one person praises, another condemns. What one admires, another despises. To anchor our sense of self-worth in the shifting sands of others' approval is to invite perpetual dissatisfaction. The pursuit of universal likability is a Sisyphean task, one that demands endless effort but offers no lasting reward. Instead of seeking to be liked by all, we must seek to be true to ourselves, to act with integrity, and to stand firm in our principles, even when it means facing disapproval or conflict. Niceness, when taken to an extreme, becomes a form of weakness. It is the mask we wear to avoid confrontation, to evade responsibility, and to shield ourselves from the discomfort of standing up for what we believe. But this excessive niceness is not kindness, it is cowardice. True kindness requires strength, for it is rooted in a genuine concern for the well-being of others, even when it demands difficult choices or uncomfortable truths. When we are excessively nice, we allow others to take advantage of us. We become enablers of bad behavior, tolerating actions and attitudes that we know to be wrong. In our desire to avoid conflict, we permit injustice to flourish. This is not kindness, it is complicity. By refusing to set boundaries, by failing to hold others accountable, we contribute to the very problems we seek to avoid. Our niceness becomes a tool of oppression, a means by which we perpetuate harm under the guise of harmony. Moreover, excessive niceness erodes our own sense of self-respect. When we consistently prioritize the needs and desires of others over our own, we send a message to ourselves that our own worth is secondary. This self-neglect breeds resentment, frustration, and a deep-seated sense of inadequacy. Over time, we lose touch with our own needs, desires, and values, becoming hollow shells of our true selves. To stop being soft and nice to everyone is to reclaim our own dignity, to assert our own worth, and to honor our own humanity. Firmness is not the opposite of kindness, it is its necessary complement. To be firm is to be resolute in our convictions, to stand our ground in the face of opposition, and to act with integrity even when it is difficult. Firmness is the backbone of true virtue, the foundation upon which all other virtues rest. Without firmness, kindness becomes weakness, compassion becomes indulgence, and generosity becomes exploitation. Firmness requires courage, for it often means facing conflict, criticism, and rejection. It means saying no when necessary, setting boundaries, and holding others accountable for their actions. It means refusing to compromise our values for the sake of convenience or comfort. Firmness is not about being harsh or unyielding, it is about being steadfast in our commitment to what is right. Consider the example of a parent who disciplines a child out of love. The parent's firmness is not an act of cruelty, it is an act of care. By setting boundaries and enforcing consequences, the parent teaches the child important lessons about responsibility, respect, and self-discipline. The parent's firmness is an expression of their deep concern for the child's well-being and future. In the same way, our own firmness can be an expression of our care for others, a means of guiding them toward better choices and healthy behaviors. Boundaries are essential to healthy relationships and a balanced life. They are the lines we draw to protect our own well-being, to define our own limits, and to communicate our own needs and expectations. Without boundaries, we become vulnerable to exploitation, manipulation, and burnout. Boundaries are not walls. They are bridges, providing the structure and clarity necessary for genuine connection and mutual respect. Setting boundaries requires self-awareness and self-respect. It means recognizing our own limits, understanding our own needs, and valuing our own worth. It means communicating our boundaries clearly and consistently, and enforcing them with firmness and compassion. Setting boundaries is not an act of selfishness, it is an act of self-care. By protecting our own well-being, we are better able to care for others and contribute to the world in meaningful ways. Boundaries also require us to confront our own fears and insecurities. We may fear rejection, conflict, or disapproval. We may worry that setting boundaries will make us seem cold, unkind, or unapproachable. But these fears are rooted in a misunderstanding of what it means to be kind and compassionate. True kindness is not about being agreeable at all costs. It is about being honest, authentic, and respectful. By setting boundaries, we honor our own humanity and the humanity of others, creating the conditions for genuine connection and mutual respect. The ability to say no is one of the most powerful tools we have for maintaining our integrity and protecting our well-being. Saying no is not an act of rejection, it is an act of self-respect. It is a declaration of our own worth, a statement of our own priorities, and a defense of our own boundaries. When we say no, we assert our own agency, taking control of our own lives and choices. Saying no can be difficult, especially when we are conditioned to seek approval and avoid conflict. We may fear that saying no will make us seem selfish, unkind, or uncooperative, but these fears are often unfounded. In reality, saying no can be an act of great kindness, both to ourselves and to others. By saying no to things that do not align with our values or priorities, we create space for the things that truly matter. By saying no to unreasonable demands or harmful behaviors, we protect our own well-being and set a positive example for others. Saying no also requires us to confront our own people-pleasing tendencies. We may feel a deep-seated need to be liked, to be helpful, or to be seen as good. But this need often leads us to overcommit, to neglect our own needs, and to compromise our own values. By learning to say no, we break free from the cycle of people-pleasing, reclaiming our own agency and asserting our own worth. Self-respect is the foundation of a healthy and fulfilling life. It is the recognition of our own worth, the affirmation of our own dignity, and the commitment to our own well-being. Without self-respect, we are adrift, vulnerable to the whims and demands of others. With self-respect, we are anchored, grounded in our own values and convictions. Self-respect requires us to honor our own needs, desires, and boundaries. It means treating ourselves with the same kindness, compassion, and respect that we extend to others. It means refusing to tolerate mistreatment, exploitation, or disrespect. Self-respect is not about arrogance or self-importance. It is about recognizing our own inherent worth and acting in accordance with that recognition. Self-respect also requires us to take responsibility for our own lives. It means making choices that align with our values, pursuing goals that matter to us, and taking action to create the life we want. It means refusing to blame others for our circumstances or to rely on others for our happiness. Self-respect is the foundation of personal agency, the source of our power to shape our own destiny. Authenticity is the alignment of our actions, words, and beliefs with our true selves. It is the expression of our own unique identity, the manifestation of our own values and convictions. Authenticity is not about being perfect or flawless. It is about being real, honest, and true to ourselves. Authenticity requires courage, for it often means going against the grain, challenging the status quo, and risking disapproval or rejection. It means being willing to stand out, to be different, to be ourselves in a world that often pressures us to conform. Authenticity is not about seeking external validation. It is about living in accordance with our own inner truth. When we are authentic, we inspire others to do the same. Our authenticity gives others permission to be themselves, to embrace their own uniqueness, and to live in accordance with their own values. Authenticity is contagious, creating a ripple effect that can transform relationships, communities, and even societies. The key to a virtuous life lies in the balance between kindness and firmness. Kindness without firmness is weakness. Firmness without kindness is harshness. True virtue requires both, the ability to be compassionate and caring, while also being resolute and steadfast. Kindness is the expression of our concern for others, the willingness to extend compassion, understanding, and support. It is the recognition of our shared humanity, the acknowledgement of our interconnectedness. Kindness is the foundation of healthy relationships, the glue that binds us together in mutual respect and care. Firmness is the expression of our commitment to what is right, the willingness to stand our ground, to set boundaries, and to hold ourselves and others accountable. It is the recognition of our own worth, the assertion of our own agency. Firmness is the backbone of integrity, the source of our strength and resilience. The balance between kindness and firmness is not always easy to achieve. It requires wisdom, discernment, and self-awareness. It means knowing when to be gentle and when to be tough, when to yield and when to stand firm. It means being guided by our values and convictions rather than by the desire for approval or the fear of conflict. The path to true virtue is not the path of least resistance. It is not the path of endless niceness, of constant accommodation, of perpetual agreeableness. The path to true virtue is the path of authenticity, of courage, of integrity. It is the path of being true to ourselves, of standing firm in our convictions, of acting with kindness and compassion, while also being resolute and steadfast. To stop being soft and nice to everyone is not to abandon kindness or compassion. It is to embrace a deeper, more authentic form of kindness, one that is rooted in strength, integrity, and self-respect. It is to recognize that true virtue requires both kindness and firmness, both compassion and courage. In the end, the measure of our lives is not how much we are liked or how much we please others. The measure of our lives is how true we are to ourselves, how steadfast we are in our convictions, how much we contribute to the well-being of others and the world. To stop being soft and nice to everyone is to take a stand for what is right, to live with authenticity and integrity, and to embrace the full potential of our own humanity. In the grand theater of life, where each individual plays their part, the greatest role we can play is that of our true selves. To stop being soft and nice to everyone is not a rejection of kindness or compassion. It is a call to authenticity, to courage, and to the unwavering pursuit of what is right. It is a call to be firm in our convictions, to set boundaries, to say no when necessary, and to honor our own worth. It is a call to live with integrity, to act with kindness and compassion, while also being resolute and steadfast. The path to true virtue is not easy, but it is worth it. It is the path of authenticity, of courage, of integrity. It is the path of being true to ourselves, of standing firm in our convictions, of acting with kindness and compassion, while also being resolute and steadfast. It is the path of living a life that is truly our own, a life that reflects our deepest values and convictions, a life that contributes to the well-being of others and the world. So let us stop being soft and nice to everyone, not out of cruelty or indifference, but out of a deep commitment to what is right. Let us embrace the full potential of our own humanity, living with authenticity, courage, and integrity. Let us be kind but also firm, compassionate but also resolute. Let us be true to ourselves, and in doing so, let us inspire others to do the same. In the end, the journey to stop being soft and nice to everyone is not a rejection of kindness, but an elevation of it. It is a call to rise above the shallow waters of people-pleasing and dive into the depths of authentic living. It is a reminder that true strength lies not in avoiding conflict or seeking universal approval, but in standing firm in our values, setting boundaries, and acting with integrity. It is about understanding that kindness without backbone is not kindness at all. It is self-betrayal. Let us not mistake softness for virtue, nor niceness for goodness. Let us instead embrace the courage to be firm, the wisdom to say no, and the strength to live authentically. Let us honor ourselves enough to set boundaries, respect others enough to hold them accountable, and care deeply enough to act with both compassion and conviction. The world does not need more people who are endlessly agreeable. It needs people who are unwaveringly true, true to themselves, true to their principles, and true to the greater good. It needs individuals who are kind but not weak, compassionate but not complacent, and strong but not harsh. It needs you. Not the version of you that bends to please everyone, but the version of you that stands tall, rooted in authenticity and purpose. So, let us step forward with clarity and courage. Let us stop being soft and nice to everyone, not out of malice, but out of a profound respect for ourselves and for the world we inhabit. Let us choose to live boldly, to act with integrity, and to leave a legacy of strength, authenticity, and genuine kindness. For in the end, it is not the approval of others that defines us, but the alignment of our actions with our deepest truths. Go forth then, not as a people pleaser, but as a person of principle. Not as someone who is soft, but as someone who is strong. Not as someone who is merely nice, but as someone who is truly good. And in doing so, may you find not only the respect of others, but the unwavering respect of yourself. This is the path to a life well lived. This is the path to true virtue. This is the path to freedom.